The doorknob is back. You might have noticed this in the last couple of months. There was no doorknob. This one was used to the door downstairs because that one broke, and due to COVID it was very hard just walking into that store buying the right doorknob. But it's fixed again. Also, this doorknob isn't, I'm on my knees. I mean, that's, yeah, all right. Hey, I'm Pascal from Orangepixel. In case you're new to the channel and didn't know that, like, subscribe, comment below because it helps these videos and this channel grow. And that's a good thing. And if you've been with the channel for a while, I'm back in the office. I wasn't last week because of Milo. And if you have no idea what Milo is, watch last week's video. Milo is pretty much a handful. And the reason I am doing this video very quickly because I have to get downstairs, just keep an eye on everything. Unless he's sleeping, then I probably have some more time for this video. We'll see. Anyway, this week I want to talk about the squad game because we now have missions, or at least one mission. It's a very cool mission. I'll show you in a minute. I also been working on the Discord bot PDB, which is starting to become this whole separate game that can be played on Discord, and a bunch of people are very focused on leveling up and experience, grabbing experience and all that stuff. And we're gonna be adding a bunch more interesting things, and I also added a couple of interesting things just this week, the last couple of days, that are now popping up on the Discord. And I'm pointing there because there is my Discord window, and I'll show you in a minute. Those are the things I want to talk about. Let's just do the intro. Intro! All right, so the last couple of weeks, or well, a lot of weeks actually, I had a bunch of problems focusing on just game development, which is, I thought it was weird, but I've been thinking back, and I think I have this every year around summertime, even if it's not sunny outside or whatever. This period of the year, I'm just very unfocused, and I usually do side projects, and I guess this time it's PDB, the Discord bot, and I can probably figure out a bunch of side projects I did in all those years, and it would lead back all the way to 2010 or 2005 or whatever. One of those examples would be RumbleX, which was a leaderboard, an achievement platform for feature phones. So before iPhone and Android came on the market, there was nothing there. I decided to build my own version, RumbleX. It was used by a couple of other developers as well back then, but it was just a side project for me. Of course, I then stopped it because OpenFaint came on the market, which was much bigger, from the guys who actually now build Discord. OpenFaint got sold for millions of dollars, and maybe I should have continued working on RumbleX. Anyway, a side project is probably what I've been doing during summer all these years. I just usually forget about them because focusing on my main game project is just, I don't know. This week I had a bunch of good days that I was really into the game development, but my brain was just not focusing. So I decided to really narrow it down to a very tiny task and just build it from there. And luckily I actually managed to build this whole mission system now. It's up and running. We have our first mission in a hostage or rescue situation. So there will be somebody in a chair, bound or taped and bloody and whatever. You get to rescue him. That's it for now. Another option could be that you have to kidnap somebody who would just be maybe sitting on a chair or sitting on a sofa or whatever, or on the toilet. We already have a guy on the toilet, so we could turn that into a kidnap situation. Why not? It all works the same because a lot of stuff that I have to do for this is a backend code and building out this whole structure for missions and how to tie it into things, and it's up and running. Let me just show you what I've been doing on the squad game, and then I'll talk a little bit about my side project PDB. But first, the squad game. And I know this message has been bugging people, but I click this away frequently. But there's just so many updates, and every few days or every day it comes back again. So sorry if it annoys you if there's an update here. So I've been tinkering some more with the cars and the crossroads and getting everything to run. To be honest, I've been tinkering with it way too long, way too much. But it's just a lot of fun seeing it happen and seeing it come alive. So Oh well, who cares? There's still a bunch of bugs, and every now and then there will be traffic jams and things happening. But it's slowly getting better, and it's a minor detail for the game. Just fun. I also been working on the interface, just cleaning it up a little bit and making it bigger. I think that gives it more of an arcadey vibe, which is really what I want for the game. But if you've seen previous videos of me building other games, the interface will most likely change like 1,000 times before we release. Right now this is how it looks. In a few weeks it might completely change and have smaller fonts and have things not there or whatever. It's all changing. But let's dive into the stuff that I've been really working on. Missions. We actually have a hostage situation or a rescue mission now. So let's just play and let me show you. So we can now place people using the defend command, which is new. We had the split command, but that would always move them to a certain spot. Now with defend, you can actually place them at the spot that you are. And we can now breach this door. And they will breach the other door. And we can then regroup over here. And we're back in business. Now you can see a hostage right here, this fellow with the green arrow above it. There's a little bit too many arrows, so these doors will most likely not have a green arrow above them. I'm not sure yet, there's just too much bouncy stuff going on right now. So let's just defend this spot right here and we will breach the room. Taking these guys out and then rescuing the hostage. The command of your oversight, your boss, whoever will give you well done. Now you just need to get him out of there and new enemies will have spawned in the various hallways. So let's see if we can find a way out. Now the apartment is pretty easy. Let's split this one up. And let's move them over there so they can take out some while we wait. I think I already lost my... Where is my hostage? Where is the guy I was trying to save? I think we already lost him. He's dead. We already lost a couple of members now. This mission isn't going very well. So I guess this was a failure. But let's try that again in another building. We should revive them. This is all, of course, they should be revived and shouldn't be dead bodies on the floor. Lots of stuff still to be done. Let's breach. All right, a storage room, same type of mission. Let's just split up. Let's grab some money here and there. Let's defend this spot while we breach and grab our hostage. All right, we're not gonna regroup. We're gonna push them forward and we'll just be falling behind them a little bit. Well, all right, we lost all our squad members again. I'm very bad at this, or it's just way too difficult right now. But as you can see, missions are there and there is actual gameplay shaping up. And it's actually pretty interesting. Okay, so the way this now is set up is that this guy, this dude in the chair being bloody and all, it's part of the furniture. So like all the cabinets, TVs, couches, sofa. I just created this furniture class, but I'm now extending that to be just more than that. We could turn every piece of furniture into a mission, and that includes creating weird furniture that's pretty much a hostage guy on a chair. but we'll just call it a chair. And we have a mission. A bunch of data goes into that and figuring out what we need and what we will need and how to expand on it later. So that's been a lot of work, but now that it's up and running, it's time to come up with some more interesting missions. We can already get intelligent stuff from computers because that computer is a furniture item. So we can just attach a mission to it, and then we can also make those missions spawn other missions, like this hostage rescue. It's great that you rescue him, but you'll also have to exit the building. And that's when a second mission creates or is triggered. And then we have a bunch of enemies that spawn based on a mission being completed. So as soon as you pick up the guy from his hostage chair, it will trigger a mission at that spot, or a complete mission completed at that spot. And that will then spawn a bunch of villains that will come out and hunt you. It's a fun system, and I hope to be able to use this for a bunch of different settings and environments and ideas and concepts and missions, and it's a good setup. But it brings me to the second topic of this video, my Discord bot, which is starting to become a Discord game, and I'm very happy with that. And let me show you on my Discord test channel over here. So we now have random events, and pretty much everybody can click on the emoji. Some people will gain experience, others will lose experience, and for others nothing happens. So it's just a little bit of a random event happening. Those are in. There are multiple tied into Orangepixel games, and there will be a bunch more. We also have, let me see right here somewhere, doubler device detected. If these drop out of the sky, everybody can claim, or certain people can claim it. These are actually not the right ones. The doubler device. So an X amount of players can click emojis, and they will gain an XP doubler for the next hour. So everything you do from that point on, every XP you earn will be doubled. So been adding those things, adding new icons and fixing a bunch of bugs in the bot, and it's starting to become a Discord game. And I've got a bunch of other stuff and ideas I want to add to it. I think I wrote them down over here in the source code. Let's go down. All right, so in the source code, a couple of comments. We're gonna have monsters that we'll have to slay, and they will have to be slayed by an X amount of emojis. So a bunch of people have to click that emoji to slay the monster, and those that help slay it will gain experience. These monsters will be various things tied into games of Orangepixel, obviously. So a bunch of Heroes of Loot enemies, some Gunslugs enemies, and you name it, they will be appearing and showing up, and it will be more of a quest type thing. And this is how I'm slowly building out this Discord game that everybody can just join in and hop in. And it's a very fun distraction of my usual work, and I think I needed that. So I've been having lots of fun in it. We also have this all tied up to a database that's hosted by Airtable, and autocode pretty easily links to Airtable. So we now have a database here, and here you can see all the people that are participating, and pretty cool. Their levels, their points, the avatars, all that stuff is now in a database. Their last replied messages, so cheating will be more difficult because I'm now actually keeping track of what you're doing. And having this whole database behind it certainly makes it a lot more interesting and easier to expand on the game aspect. So a lot of fun toys, and I'll be doing a bunch more things as I come up with ideas for this bot. Now, if you missed the previous video on PDB, the Discord bot, I've been building it using free stuff, which is amazing. Autocode is the first, which pretty much lets you link into APIs of many platforms, and that includes Discord. It's free for usage up to an X amount of calls, and I'm still figuring out how many calls I can do, but right now I'm like at 2% of what I can do per month. So there's still a lot of room to build out this bot and do a bunch more things. I've now been expanding it with a database, which is Airtable, also a free service, and it also has a great link to Aircode. So that all ties in, and it's pretty amazing. And I've been expanding this bot with more game features, and it's now part of the Orangepixel universe. Originally, PDB Discord bot started out as a bot for Residual, the game that's coming in like a couple of weeks. So wishlist it, try the demo, description below should have all that info. But now I want to expand it to the whole Orangepixel universe. The cool thing of that is I have a bunch of graphics I can just use and plug into the bot to make it look very cool when events are happening. And got a bunch of ideas. So that's it. That's PDB, the Discord bot. We of course have the squad game that's slowly getting to a point where it's becoming a game, just a bunch of things I need to figure out. And the most important thing, there's still no name for it. Of course, this also evolves as the game evolves. My original ideas for a name went all into the direction of a squad, squad this, squad city, squad whatever. But now we're moving more towards building a city, and maybe a name I have been toying around with is regulators, because you're regulating the city and the gangs within to just grow this city. It evolves, but I still haven't really found a name that I really want to use for it. But I should come up with it because I want to set up a Steam page. I want to set up or be able to talk about the game instead of just the squad project. So I need to figure out the name, and like a real seriously good name, so that I can start setting up store pages and a bunch of other things. Also, I am toying with the idea of doing another Kickstarter for this one, and for that I also need to come up with a name, because then I can start setting up the Kickstarter page. And I need to come up with a name, like a really good name for this project. No idea. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment below, because it really helps these videos push to a bigger audience. Also, come hang out on the Discord. There's now a Discord game, and you don't even have to interact. Just click emojis and you get to play, and eventually you probably get into the whole chatter, because I think that's the biggest problem with chat channels or Discord channels. If you're new there and there's already a community, it can be very hard to just be part of it. But if you hang out and just idle click on some trivia and questions and things, and you will also notice the chatter going on, and eventually you will know what people are talking about, and you can just mingle in. It's a fun crowd already, so come do that on Discord, and I'll see you next week. Bye.